Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another Manchester United podcast. As you can see from the title, if you're watching this on repeat, it is the Manchester United end of season review for this season. I will be joined by Kojo at some point during the show, but before we go into that, as always, make sure you slap a like on the video if you're watching this on repeat. If you're watching me live, get your comments in. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Help a brother get to 1.1k. That is the aim for the near future. But listen, first and foremost, just obviously want to say a massive thank you to everyone that is tuned in. You know, there's a lot to discuss in this video, of course, regarding the team. But I want to start with the channel. I'm just going to have a quick chat. You know, just be honest with you guys, really, regarding the channel and that kind of thing. You know, basically where we out with the channel. But first and foremost, you know, before we go into that, you know, you may have seen it on Twitter. Dot is in the building, bro. Much love, man. Hopefully you're doing good, man. God bless. Obviously, them guys absolutely smashing the game. Absolute inspiration. But yeah, listen, I wanted to start with something that's quite important for a lot of us. You know, the situation with Rashford, the racism incident. And I'm just gonna get into it because look, there's a lot that we need to discuss regarding the season, but I can't accept shit like that, man. Why are people racially abusing Marcus Rashford after a game, before a game, during the season? Why is that happening in 2021, man? This is pissing me off. This is one of the biggest issues with this season. Like, it's been one of the most alarming situations, you know, throughout the season. You know, we've had a couple of positives with it, you know, taking a knee. Of course, a lot of that is down to, you know, Black Lives Matter movement, which has been a breath of fresh air, to be quite frankly honest with you guys. But how many incidents have we seen in recent times, the last 3 months in particular, 4 months even, when a black player is making a mistake in a game and they're getting called out? Why? I've got people on my social. We got Jerry on the watch along saying, I hope Twan Sabi or Fred or a black player doesn't miss a penalty because they're going to get abused. Bro, that's not okay, man. We shouldn't be having to think like that. Jerry shouldn't be sat there thinking those thoughts. Why is he even having to make those thoughts? Because we know if Twan Sabi or a Fred or anyone along those lines, you know, missed that penalty, they're going to get racially abused. We know that. Rashford's got racially abused for what? For a football game. It's not worth it, bro, man. Fucking hell. Honestly, sorry, excuse my language, but it's just one of them things, man. I just don't understand. Like, why is it happening? Why are Twitter not doing anything about it? Why are Instagram not doing anything about it? Why Facebook? All these social platforms. And I'm not saying that, you know, well, I am actually saying that people should get arrested. But first and foremost, what I'm not saying is, you know, they can look at every single last detail, because it's not going to be easy. It's not easy for them to look at every single bit of racism. But when Rashford's getting that much abuse after a game of football, yeah, he had a shocking game. But who gives a shit, man? Honestly, God, like, I was upset that Rashford played that poorly, but there's no way in a million years that is acceptable. I had people on Twitter, in particular, a big fan channel. I don't even know the guy's name. It just popped up onto my bloody thingy, what do you call it, on my newsfeed timeline, sorry. It popped onto my timeline, and the guy quote tweeted Rashford, and he's got 130k followers, so you guys probably know the name of the guy, or girl even, and they've quote tweeted saying, oh, Rashford's only pointing out racism because he's had a poor game. What a great PR spin. He was saying, obviously, the racism is not acceptable, but basically saying he's only doing it now because he's had a poor game. What a load of shit. You got a massive platform, bro. Yeah, and you're using it to spout utter nonsense like that. And the amount of people in the chat agree with him. I'm happy a lot of people are dragging him, because that mindset is absolutely disgusting. That is the shit that is called. That is basically society in a nutshell, to be honest. That is it. That is, for me personally, man. That's not acceptable. At the end of the day, you can't be tweeting shit like that. Well, you're basically saying, oh, Rashford's only using this to get away from the fact that he's had a poor game. Bro, Rashford's not that guy. And even if he was that guy, you can't be making those accusations, because you don't know him like that. You don't know him like that. So you can't be sitting there and saying shit like that. But let me just get this comment from Dart, obviously, as you guys know, from the Beautiful Game podcast. Keep going, brother. People like you inspire us. Oh, it's gone down. to keep going. It's a long, hard journey, but don't stop grafting. Looking forward to hearing your channel. Bro, man, I appreciate that, man. Honestly, God, I really do, man. You're absolute legend. But yeah, like I said, man, so I need to get off my chest. So that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for anyone to get racially abused, discrimination against anyone, xenophobic comments that we saw as well, bro. Stephen Howson, man, someone that knew what has done a lot in the community. I don't know him personally. Again, I can't comment on someone's character. I don't know him. I don't really follow full-time drivers the way I used to. I'm actually a really big fan of Adam McCullough. But Stephen Howson's comment on they're watching on was absolutely disgraceful as well. You know, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but you guys can have a look at it. It's on Twitter. It's everywhere. But again, xenophobic comments. You can't say comments like that. That's racism. That's discrimination. Like, you can't do that, man. It's not acceptable. For me personally, people like that need to be educated properly. And he's someone who's been in the army as well. So that, for me, that's even worse. So, you know, it's not great, is it? Danish is saying he's been injured for most of the season. He hasn't even recovered. Completely agree. No need to abuse Fred for the colour of his skin, the content of his character. His lack of footballing bit is another matter. Absolutely. By all means, criticise players for their ability and their ability alone. When it comes down to anything else, like this is why I don't like when Pogba again, I'm going on to another player, but this is why I don't like when people accuse Pogba of a certain thing based on his so-called character that you don't know him personally. So if you don't know someone personally, for me, you can't judge their character because social media is not a true reflection. Interviews, it can be somewhat of a reflection of a personality, but a lot of the times these guys are media trained. They're not going to be showing the true colors on on social media platforms or in interviews. So for me personally, you should never ever be criticizing someone's character, basically the sort of demeanor or the attitude, these kind of things. Of course, there's certain things that allow you to do that. You know, if a player's got a bad attitude, you know, for example, let's use Kepa Arrizabalaga when he was doing that situation with Sarri a couple of seasons back. That quite clearly showed he's a problem kid, but with Pogba, Fred, these guys, man, just criticize their football, man. You don't need to criticize anything else. That's simple as that. If they want to dance, they can dance. If they want to wear flashy clothes, they can wear flashy clothes. If they want to get a haircut, they can get a haircut. Honest to God, it's an absolute joke, man. Honest to God, I'm not happy with it. And, you know, first and foremost, regarding Rashford, look, he's a strong lad. You know, he does a lot for the community, in particular in the UK. I have a lot of respect for him off the pitch. On the pitch, he's been absolutely woeful, but it still doesn't excuse the abuse. But anyways, let's move on to the second point, and then we'll do the channel updates. And like I said, Culture will be joining us at some point. As you can see from the title, it is the season review. I do apologize that I've had to start the channel like this, the video like this, but it is what it is. The second thing I want to talk about quickly is the Free Palestine thing. Of course, if you follow me on Twitter, you know, you're very familiar that I'm someone who's massively behind the Free Palestine movement. You know, it's on my Twitter handle. It's basically everywhere on my Twitter. It's quite evident that I'm about that. But listen, you know, the reason I bring you up, I just want to say quickly, very, very quickly regarding things, because I don't know the ins and outs of the situation. However, I just want to say, you know, my prayers are always with the people of Palestine. You know, obviously, hopefully, you know, this sort of situation, you know, it ceases. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. You know, it's heartbreaking to see kids dying. It's just not okay, man. It's not acceptable at all. The reason I do bring you up as well, and you're probably wondering, I haven't really spoken about it on my channel because I'm not fully aware of the ins and outs of the situation, because I don't want to say something that's not factual. I know enough to have an opinion on it, but again, I'm not the most educated person on the matter. I know enough, like I said. But anyways, what I was gonna add is, I'm gonna put a charity down. Sorry, I'm going to put a link down in the description to a charity that do a lot of work in Gaza, in particular working with kids, providing them with hot meals, that kind of thing. You know, the charity itself is completely legit. Obviously, it's completely compulsory. You don't have to donate. It's up to you guys. It's just I thought I'd put it down there. If obviously you guys want to make somewhat of a difference, of course I will be donating as well, hopefully in the near future. Of course, like I said, the charity is completely legit. It's a very close family friend of mine. I know firsthand, you know, the work that they've done. I've seen it with my own eyes. So yeah, I just want to quickly get that out there. But listen, moving on to the content. First and foremost, just want to say a massive thank you. I did tweet this out, but a lot of you don't have Twitter, so I just want to say thank you. It's been a long season, man. It's been a long season. As you guys know, as Man United fans, it's been difficult. You know, there's been a lot of ups and downs in the season, but firstly, you know, a lot of it isn't achievable without you guys on a personal level. For me and the platform, you know, I've had this channel for 5 years now. I've had it for a long time. A lot of the content on this channel up until last year was actually solo, just me, myself, and I. And the channel wasn't growing. The channel was not growing for whatever reason. And that was okay. I was happy to make content. However, only since last June did I start taking it serious and actually dedicated myself, and I started fully grafting. And since then, we've gone from like 250 subscribers to like just over 1K. It's not a crazy amount. And it's not even about that. Of course, I want to get past 1K. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you know, it's a nice milestone to achieve, but I'm just so happy to have this community, man. I'm really grateful for the people that tune into all the videos, you know, regardless of, you know, when I upload, you know, inconsistencies. I suppose lately I've been a bit more consistent, but you know, just all the support, man. You know, even if it's 20, 30, 40 views of late, you know, our views have been averaging from 50 to about 80, give or take. You know, way back, we used to get 200 views without a fail. But I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys, the 50 viewers that may potentially watch this. Just thank you for sticking by us, man, because honestly, it really does mean a lot. You know, I have aspirations of being full-time within sports media. This is my goal. This is my, not just my passion, but, you know, 100%. It's like, you know, I want to get into this field of work, and that wouldn't be possible without your guys' constant encouragement. Because, like I said, even if it's 40 people watching, man, you guys are so positive. You're always giving positivity towards me, even on Twitter. Like yesterday, I got a message of a guy that I haven't spoken to in a while, just showing love, and it's the little things like that that just keep it going, man. So I'm grateful, man. I'm just grateful for the community that I have. Obviously, I can't do this without, you know, all the guys that turn up on the channel as well. But obviously, got to give a shout out to my brother first and foremost, who does all the thumbnails, does everything behind the scenes, the amount of work he's put into this channel, onto the Facebook page, man. He's just done so much work. Like, I really am grateful for his work. Of course, all the people that have, you know, been on the channel. Look, it's the end of the season. I have to go through this stuff because I feel like I've not done it justice. I've not really spoken about, you know, these kind of matters. That's kind of why I want to do the solo thing. But yeah, all the people that have been on the platform throughout the season, man, I'm grateful. If you guys ever watched this, man, just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for sharing, connecting, man. I met some amazing people, man. Dot is here as well, man, from the Beautiful Game podcast, man. What an absolute ledge. You know, they do absolutely phenomenal work. It's just an absolute pleasure to be able to collaborate with so many amazing people. So hopefully we continue to do that. I've got to obviously give a special mention to Kojo, my ride or die. Kojo has been my ride or die from the get-go, man. Honest to God. I love that guy, man. Honestly, that guy, if I say to him, yo, bro, I need you, and 20 minutes notice, that guy will somehow move mountains to get on the show. Like I said, we haven't really got a massive platform, you know. We haven't got loads of viewers, and he doesn't have much to gain from that, but he's done it time and time again. Not once, not twice, but many a times. Of course, he has finally got his own show, you know, finally be able to convince him to actually, you know, have a regular start of the Kojo show. So check that out. Brilliant show by him. But just little things like that. Obviously, got to show love to Benji as well. You know, again, Benji was one of the originals, so to speak, alongside Kojo, myself, and, you know, they're both absolute legends, man. Honestly, just even off air, I know Benji hasn't been on for a long time. He's in Ghana, so God bless, bro. But just you know, the motivation that they gave, the positivity that they gave, shit like that just keeps it going. Jerry as well. Oh, you know, I gotta shout out. Basically, everyone who's in the WhatsApp group, you guys know who you are, man. I gotta show love to you guys, man. You guys are absolute legends, man. You know, the little WhatsApp group that we got with like 10 of us, you know, a little community, man. That's what we want. It's a familia, so to speak. But yeah, I'm just gonna rattle off all the names because I'm gonna forget someone. Shout out to obviously Jerry, you know, great content on his own platform as well, man. But he's been a homie as well. Guy's been on so many shows now, especially at the back end of the season. Ali hasn't been on a show for God knows how long, but in fact, he was actually on the front calling actually for the first time in a long time. Had to call in, obviously, because we lost, but just showing mad love, man. Ali, obviously, Jerry, Big Ron, always in the chat. I don't even know how Big Ron's always. Big Ron does not miss a video. Big Ron, you're an absolute legend. We need to get you on a show at some point, man, because obviously I love you to base. Always showing love, always in every video, basically. Viking Red, obviously, the United Way. You know, there's so many people to shout out, but I'll probably miss so many people. Obviously, everyone in the chat. Samps. Gotta give a special mention to my guy Sense, man. That guy's always showing love as well. But yeah, listen, we're gonna get into the video now. Yeah, like I said, massive thank you to everyone. I appreciate. I think Kojo has just come. Oh, Yusuf has actually come. Right, so let's just get Yusuf in. In fact, no, let me just finish this last bit off. Before we get Yusuf in, obviously he's waiting backstage. I just want to say also regarding the channel itself and obviously the update, so to speak. The channel updates basically is regarding the content for the Euros. So as you can imagine, there's a lot that we need to discuss for that. But, that is going to happen next week. This is the last video regarding Manchester United. This season, of course. This is the last video. Obviously, next Monday is going to be the Ravenfire podcast, which is going to be with the boys. And then after that, it's basically all Euros content. So we are going to figure something out. Kojo will still have his show on a Wednesday, every Wednesday. Obviously, he's decided what he wants to do regarding that. So stay tuned. We are going to be producing a lot of content regarding the Euros. Of course, transfer news as well. In between, you know how it is with Man United. We're linked to everyone under the sun in it. So yeah, we'll still do a lot of content like that as well. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So stay tuned, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get other boys in. Before we do that, Akil, keep going, mate. More strength to you, bro. Listen, another one, Akil. I knew I was going to miss one. Akil, again, man. This guy's always in my chat, showing love. No, Akil's knowledge, by the way, is A1, man. He always drops some little truth bombs. Andrew Ellis in the chat. Yo, Usman, Andrew, bro. Hopefully you're doing well, my guy. Good to have you in the building. Right, anyways, I'm waffling now. Let's get Yusuf's Potluck, give me 2 minutes. Right, Kojo, I believe, is here. Oh, he is. He's got his hoodie on, so he means business. Right, okay, let's go. Yes, Kojo. My guy. This is what I mean. This guy, Kojo, man. Guy's always here, man. Kojo messaged me saying, yo, where you at? I was like, right. Yeah, Kojo, man, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm not even at the yard. I'm with my sisters right now, so just to, let me take a little bit of time. Let me come and do the thing, what I'm saying, back to Mandem. But now I'm good. I'm in a much better place than flipping Wednesday and yesterday.
Without a shadow of a doubt, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. But listen, we're going to get into it, obviously. There's a lot to cover. A big run in the business and respect us, man. Respect to you, but like I said, man, honestly, I really do appreciate you just tuning in, man. Even if it's 2 views on a video, I can guarantee one of them's run without a fail. So you're absolute legend, man. Andrew Ellis, hopefully you're doing well as well, my guy. Yusuf is back in the building. Let's get Yusuf in. If I can sort it out, there we go. We're good to go. Yusuf, how you doing, brother?
I'm okay, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Right, okay. It's a big video. As Kojo just said, he's feeling a bit more chill. To be honest, I am as well, man. I kind of just got over the whole situation. Kojo looks like Man United has depressed him. Oh, shit.
You got to take it easy on me, man.
Yeah, man. I've been getting... No, this just quickly... No violation. I have been getting violated at work. Because obviously I work in a football environment, innit? So everyone watches football. Oh, my days. Today, bro, no one's even saying hi to me. Everyone's just laughing at me, man. No one's even saying, husband, how you doing, man? Like, normally everyone's like, yeah, you good. Because obviously Man United doing all right, second and all that. Mans are just laughing. No hello, no handshake, nothing. Just pure love. Obviously, he's an Arsenal fan, so I violated back, balanced it out and all that good stuff. But listen, we're going to get into it. Season review, what is going to happen in this video? Please stay tuned. We need your guys' help. We need your help. We're going to do all the play ratings from all the players I can remember. I'm sure the guys will help me if I miss one out. We're going to do all the play ratings out of 10 for their seasons. Obviously, Ollie's going to get a rating as well. The season itself is going to get a rating out of 10. What we expect moving forward, what is the positives, the negatives. We'll just get on, but you get the gist of the show. Anyways, let's start first and foremost. I've already covered the Rashford situation regarding the racism. Obviously, we're completely opposed to that. That's an absolute disgrace. But listen, let's just get straight into it. Let's start with the defense, the goalkeepers. Obviously, it's a season review, so we're going to do the ratings first, and then we'll probably go into more detail with each player. So we start with Henderson first. Yusuf, what would you give him out of 10? I'm going to make Yusuf go first every time, by the way. I'm just telling you now, Yusuf. Yusuf, what are your thoughts with Henderson's season? What would you give him out of 10? Get your comments in the comment section. Obviously, I'm going to put them all on the screen and obviously give you reasons for that rating as well, bro.
With Henderson, it's tough because obviously at the start of the season he was only playing in the cups, and then sort of he so I'm trying to think overall what is really a fair reflection of his season. I mean, it's his first season for United, so I'd probably give him. He hasn't really done much wrong for me. So maybe I'd say maybe 6.5. I feel as if I gave him a 7, it wouldn't really be fair. He hasn't played enough games. But yeah, I'd say 6. I'll say 6.5. Yeah.
Okay, I just laughed at this card, but yeah, Alice has put 5. Okay, fair enough, straight in there. If Henderson's got a 5, Lord have mercy for the other players. Don't worry, England in the Euros will cheer us up. Choose United fans up. Well, maybe not. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see who everyone supports as well, because I don't actually know. Of course, I am supporting England. I used to support France. Just ignore that comment, but it is what it is. Kojo's still here to talk. He's just don't want to show his beautiful face. He doesn't want Nazar, as us Asians would say. Anyways, Kojo, you've heard what Yusuf has said. He's gone for a 6.5. What's your rating for Henderson? We've got 5 in the chat here. We've got Akil saying 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm saying 6 because I think he's had an okay start to his United career. He hasn't been terrible. He hasn't made any catastrophic. Well, he's had maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, but I want to say catastrophic where we have to kill him for it. I said yesterday that towards the end of the season, he started to have a little bit of a wobble. So that would bring it down a little bit from us, maybe a 7 or a 6.5 to a 6 for me. But I don't think 6 is a bad number. I think that's a decent start, and I think that's okay for him. Sheffield United and Man United are 2 different levels.
Absolutely.
So now that he's at this level and he's fully competing with De Gea for the number 1 spot now, I don't think he's done too bad. But it's a 6, nothing more, because especially because of that Salah goal. That I know that's why you marked him down. Yes, obviously we're going to go through as many players as we possibly can. So just let us know if we missed one. We're going to go from defense to attack. Can't wait to get Martial's right now. Right, fucking, I'm dreading that one. I know he's going to get things. Anyways, you know what? I might be being a bit generous here. Obviously, I've heard what the guys have said, and I agree with practically everything they've said. However, I honestly think, and I think he's had a couple of shaky moments. But he's only had one really bad game, which was sadly against Liverpool. For me personally, I might be wrong in this, but a lot of the cup competitions that he's played, he has not really made a mistake in any of the games, from what I'm aware of. I suppose he had one where he got lucky when he came out too early, and luckily it was offside, I think. They ended up in the net. I can't remember. I might be in Europa League actually, but. He's had a couple of shaky moments, but overall, I think he's been fairly solid. So for that reason, I'm going to give him a 7. I think in particular, that period when De Gea was away, I think Henderson was brilliant in that period. I don't think anyone could have faulted him. If anything, that's where a lot of people were saying we don't need De Gea. So I think, a Liverpool game. But anyway, speaking of which, let's get to De Gea. I'll start on this one. This one's a bit harder, to be fair, because De Gea's had a very interesting season, hasn't he? Just first and foremost, we probably touched upon it in the podcast yesterday, but I don't think De Gea is the reason we lost that game, and I'm fairly confident in saying that. We had 120 minutes to score 2 goals against a really poor Villarreal side on the night. They weren't particularly good either, but it is what it is. Anyways, De Gea, I'm going to say 6.5. To be honest, I don't think there's any difference between him and Henderson, really. I think they both had their moments of brilliance, and both had their moments of pure just mediocrity. De Gea had a good season, 8 out of 10. Am I being harsh? Wow, 8 out of 10.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna stick. I'm basing it on what I'm giving other players as well. You got to bear that in mind, because if De Gea is an 8, then Bruno has to be a 10, doesn't he? Realistically. I'm gonna give De Gea a 6.5. Kojo, what do you reckon?
I'll give him a 6 also. I think the times he's played this season is actually not been bad. I just think he's got a goalkeeper now that's competing with him. Henderson's done very well. Obviously, he had to go away for a period of time for personal reasons.
Oh, yeah, Sheffield United away as well, of course. I could have forgot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. But De Gea went away for a period of time. Henderson took the spot and did very well. But he hasn't had a bad game. But the one thing I do worry about, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me or think I might be bugging, but I feel like he's lost his spring in making saves. He doesn't seem to leap the way he used to for shots that used to go towards the corner. And that was very evident for me in the penalty shootout as well.
Bro, I'm still baffled at that one penalty that he just dived nowhere. What did he do in that?
Yeah, like he kept going low. He wasn't really committing.
Yeah, it's mad.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything out of assumption, but it just looks like he's lost that spring, or maybe he just doesn't feel the same confidence that he used to have maybe 4 years ago. So, but I will say, look, he's done okay this season. The Roma game indeed was a standout. That was a standout, to be fair to him.
Absolutely.
But I don't think he's done anything terrible this year. I think it's just been okay this year. So.
Okay, so just to add as well, actually, with the Roma game, I didn't forget about it, but people are so fickle in there. We wouldn't have been in the final if it wasn't for Day, because those saves are like, well, realistically would have been, but those saves that he made against Roma was so crucial because it looked like the tide was turning. Like somehow it looked like we were going to bottle that game, and he kept us in it in terms of like kept us well above them in terms of goals. But yeah, people are just fickle, man. That's just football for you, innit? But you said, what are your thoughts today?
I agree with everything that you guys have both said. But I think I'm swaying more to 6.5. I feel if I gave him a 6, I feel as if I would be doing him a disservice. I agree with Koja. That's the thing. It's tight between. It's one of those ones where, for so many years, and Kojo's so right about the spring thing, because I definitely feel that as well now with De Gea. I don't want to say it's like a lack of motivation. There's just something not. He's not. Like when you lose your spark almost. There's just something not right there mentally, I think, with De Gea at the moment. I think maybe the things off the field have affected him, which is, that could really be an issue for him. Yeah. So that's why I say 6.5. But as you guys both said correctly, the Roma game in particular, but also it didn't matter in the end. But do you remember the West Brom game away?
Yeah.
Remember the last Maguire got done, and then I forgot what their striker was called. I think it was Diagonal.
Yeah. When he was,
and De Gea made some good saves in that game, actually, and kept us in the game. That could have been a defeat, and our away record would have been completely ruined months ago. I don't know if you remember.
I remember that.
Let's start with the away record bullshit, folks.
But yes, I think 6.5. I think it's not. For so many years he was playing like at 9.5, and then I just feel as if it's not the same. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, I'd say.
All right, fair enough. Right, okay. A lot of people said, well, 3 people in a row have said sell De Gea for Oblak, or swap De Gea for Oblak. Maybe even might be a better wording of that. Interesting thoughts on that. I suppose we'll come back to that at some point. But I don't want to dwell too much because there's so much to discuss, and we're going to be all night. Otherwise, it's already 30 minutes in, and we're only on the goalkeepers. Right, okay. Let's move to the right back. So just to clarify. We're not going to give a rating for every single player if they've only played like 2 or 3 games. So Van der Beek probably won't even get a rating, which is absolutely embarrassing if I think about it. Because what could we rate him on? He's barely had a kick. Same that with Brandon Williams, players like that, I don't think it's fair to realistically rate them as well. Because like I said, they barely had a game. So I'm going to go to Wan-Bissaka. No, Yusuf, I'm going to let you start first because I've got a feeling you guys are not going to agree with what I'm saying. So Yusuf, what are your thoughts on Wan-Bissaka?
I'm a huge fan of Wan-Bissaka, man. So maybe my rating will probably not be biased, but I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8 because I think and I'll explain why. Because he's a defender for me. First and foremost, he's a right back, and I understand. We're living in this modern time where we want so much from our fullback going forward, and I completely get that. I don't disagree with that at all. I just think that I can't remember a game. You guys can probably remember better than me, but I can't remember a game where he was beaten like consistently in a game. Like he does what he's meant to do, and I get he can be out of position. I get that, and he's showing this season.
Wow! 1 second. If someone's giving him a 5, bro, there's no way. Wan-Bissaka's on a 5. Unless Jerry was here, then Jerry would probably agree with you. I don't know what coach is though. There's a lot of people saying 7, but obviously continue what you were saying because obviously your points.
No, just from a defensive point of view, for so many years we didn't have a right back that was so good in one-on-one situations. At least I felt anyway. And I think even this season he's got How many assists has he got this season? I think he's got 6 assists in all competitions. That's not that bad.
That's pretty good, to be fair.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If someone in the comments can want to check that, but I think it's 6 assists. I think he got 2 goals as well. So it's not. Even people say, "Oh, going forward, he's really bad." I don't think he's actually that bad going forward. It just because he doesn't look orthodox when he plays. I think it goes against him a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like bloody. He's just scared of the ball or something.
When you can, yeah. So yeah, I say 8. Yeah.
We're not on Fred at the moment. Someone's giving Fred a 2. I don't agree with that either.
Oh, no way.
Usman Talks Euro special. We will be, like I said at the start of the show, we are going to be doing a lot of content on the Euros. We've got a specialist in Kojo as well that knows everything about every team in the world. So, we've got an absolute treat there on every Wednesday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I don't know how I secured the bag with Kojo, but I've done it. Kojo, what are you going for Bumper? We've got a lot of 7s. Practically most people have said 7. But where are you sitting on Bumper Sackers rating?
I will give him a 6. I think he has improved going forward. Getting 7 assists is good. 6 assists, sorry, is good for the season. He's a defender at the end of the day, and his primary job is to defend. As Aaron was asking. But what I will say is, as good as he is on one-on-ones, I still have many questions about his positioning and reading of the game. And I understand he's a young guy. He's got years to keep playing and get better and keep improving, but I can only judge him on the here and now.
Absolutely.
He's a permanent starter at right back. That is his spot. He's nailed that spot down. It is his spot. So I have to judge him just like I would any regular or key starter in any position. And I feel like he's still got a lot to work on. And he's one player that isn't, I want to say he's not disposable, but it's just a case of when you're looking to improve the team year by year, if he doesn't go on a trajectory real quick, because football has a lack of patience.
I'm hoping Laird's the guy, man. Really am.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lack of patience in football these days. So people look at Laird, people say Dallo's coming back from loan, they do well at AC Milan, they'll go and check him out. And they might even look at another right back because everything else is, it's going forward. You got your Hakimis, your Cancelos.
Bro, I wanted Hakimi so desperately. You don't understand, man.
Hakimi is very good.
But he's a right wing back, I think.
You got Trent. These guys are going forward so much and create as much leadership opportunities, but that's based on how the team play. United don't play that for him to keep doing that. So, I think a 6 is okay. I'll give him that, and I'll be happy to stick with that for now.
Okay, fair enough. I think 6 is a bit harsh. I'm not gonna lie.
That's all right.
5 was very harsh, obviously, in my opinion. Well, in my opinion, it was 5 was very harsh. Andrew Ellis saying that he's got high expectations. He was the one who was to give the 5. He was better than the first season than this season. Keep getting your comments in. Obviously, I'm reading all of them. We're going to continue to get them on the screen. Now, for me personally, I'm kind of torn between 2 numbers, 7 or 7.5. The reason being I'm torn is because there are a lot of mistakes in his ability to defend space. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing half the time. That back post throughout the season has been an issue, especially on his side in particular. I know Luke Shaw in particular has also had his frailties at the back, but Wan-Bissaka more than Luke Shaw, I'd say. So for that reason, I think if I give him anything higher than a 7, it almost says like his game's almost perfect. And I think there's a lot to improve, as Coach just said. So I'm going to give him a 7, which I think is about right in my opinion anyways. But anyways, keep getting your scores in. A lot of people have said 7. Yeah, I think that's a general consensus. Anyways, let's move on to the centre backs. Jerry's giving him a 6.5. Yo, Jerry's giving a higher than Kojo.
Oh, wow.
No way. No way. Yeah, Jerry, we almost given the same rating. That's a madness. I gave a 7. Obviously, Jerry, if you can make it, the link's in the chat. But anyways, let's move on to centre backs. Like I said, we're going to be all night otherwise. Should we start with... Well, let's start with the skipper, Harry Maguire. Yusuf, what are your thoughts?
Oh, this is a tough one. Obviously, slow start to the season as the whole team. But then I think he
was shocking.
He definitely improved as did everybody around him. But it's still obviously you still expect so much more from him. But I think a fair rating would be, I think I'll give him 7.
All right, fair enough. Kojo, what are your thoughts?
7.5 for me, you know.
No way.
Yeah, because we conceded 11 goals in the first 3 games. That's disgusting. And then, we had the 6-1, we had this, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you. Shout out Sean.
I was just about to say, Sean, just quickly, Sean, we love you. Hopefully, speedy recovery, my guy, man. God bless, brother.
Yes. Yeah, I think 7.5 is fair. I think he's had a good season. I actually think he's had a very good season. I think from October onwards, he became the defender that we needed him to be, in a sense. And I think after that, he just was very well. He played very well. That's the best way for me to say it. We missed him in the final. I think that's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, we did. At the same time, did they even attack? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think he would have been.
No, I know that, but I feel like
on the ball we missed him.
Especially for that set piece, we were less organized. And I think yesterday, whoever said it about him taking the ball forward and driving the ball.
He does drive with the ball a lot more, man.
And I feel like that would have helped us going forward. I don't think Pogba would have been as deep because Bailly and Lindelof don't do that. I feel like Pogba would have thought I would have gone a bit more forward with the ball and collected in more advanced areas. So
6.6.
7.5 for me.
All right, 7.5 for Kojo. Jerry's in the building. No one's got the beautiful faces on. You love to see it.
Sorry, apologies.
It's so good.
But me,
right, Jerry got Maguire, brother. What's your rating and why?
It's tight, you know.
Season rating, obviously, in case you're not aware.
7, I think, because the end of the season, I looked at him a bit different because, like Kojo said, I think we really missed him when he wasn't there. I think, I was the one that said his driving runs actually are positive in our team. And obviously set pieces and whatnot. But obviously with Greece and that, let's not forget Greece.
Bro, where have you brought that in? What's that got to do with anything?
He had a very shaky start, like to the season and that. The 6-1 when he's pulling Luke Shaw on the ground, I can't forget
Absolute
that. That was shocking. That was just shocking. And then I think England, he got sent off and his head was rattled. But then he's turned it around, man. And I'm gonna give him a 7 for the season, man. I think he's not a bad player. He's just very, very slow. So man, I'm gonna give him a 7.
Fair enough. Say no more. You said, what are your thoughts, bro? What are your thoughts?
I remember I gave him a 7 at the start.
Oh, have you gone first? Sorry, I do apologize. Right, okay. Right, so we've got 2 7s and Kojo 7.5. Interesting. A lot of people saying 7 in the chat, actually. Let's have a look what Sean's saying. We've got to show love to Sean, innit? Man's, the legend and that. We've been giving up bad goals. Yo, that's good, Sean. We've been giving up bad goals. I've set pieces with him, so I'm not having it. He was there, but it's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah, that. Well, I still sit by that.
That's a very good point. To be honest, he doesn't change my rating. I was going to give him a 7 anyways. I think 7's about right, give or take. I'm not opposed to anything higher or lower, really. I think, there's still improvements, but he has definitely recovered from, dragging Shaw down. Let's go to his partner, Lindelof. I'm going to keep it. I'm trying to speed it up a bit because, like I said, we're touching 40 minutes and we're only in the defense. So Lindelof, I'm going to give Lindelof a 6.5. I don't know if that's generous or not. I don't know.
What did you say?
Yeah, I can't lie. He's my boy, but you're being generous, bro.
Very generous, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking, I don't know, man. Lindelof needs to get sold. Why am I giving it such a high rating? Let me think. No, to be fair to Lindelof, he's fucking so erratic. Like, he's amazing and he's shit. Like, there's hardly any in-betweens. So, no, I'll go 6. Everyone's saying 5. Someone's put 2. Fucking hell. Right, someone's put 3, someone's put 2, someone's put 5. I've given him a 6. Maybe I'm being generous. I'll just put average down. Kojo, what do you reckon?
5.5. It goes up 0.5 because of his passing.
That assist.
Exactly what I thought. 5.5.
Yeah, that's why I gave him a higher rating.
The moves over the top for Rash, they're actually quality, but apart from that,
I mean, the one thing I always say about him is when he's competing with a forward, his positioning is usually always good, and his idea of getting them away from the goal is always good. It's the second part where you now have to tussle with the forward where it becomes
He's
an issue.
too weak, man. Why am I giving him a 6, man?
You know what it is? I don't feel like he's. I actually don't feel like he's physically weak. I feel like he just doesn't know how to commit. There's a lack of bravery.
He's not aggressive. He's not
Yeah,
aggressive.
there's a lack of bravery in it. He's not aggressive enough in the challenge. And that's
when he makes a slide tackle, I'm like, right, he made a slide tackle.
But what was that game when he just kicked the ball back to the path of the other player? I can't remember. It was recent. He just he got the tackle and then he just gave it back to the.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's where it's concerning for me. It's one of those things.
Yeah, it's true.
Also, I actually also do think he'd be better in a defensive midfield role than a centre back role.
Bro, I've said this. Him and David Lee Blinn, similar players.
I miss Blinn so much.
Obviously, I ain't got Blinn's IQ.
But yeah, I think 5.5 is fair this season. I like the guy. You know, he's my Iceman, but not giving him anything higher than that.
That's one spot. Ollie's rating will be interesting. Don't worry. Don't worry. Lindelof a bit unlucky. Every mistake he makes seems to end up as a goal. Giving Victor a 5. Right. Yusuf, what do you reckon? What are you giving him? Ollie's rating is 1, and that's being kind. James is here. Hi, James. How are you doing, bro?
I'm torn because everything that Jerry and Kojo and you have said, I agree with everything. But then there are some games in particular where he was outstanding and his performances, like against PSG away, he was absolutely brilliant.
Yes, PSG game, yeah.
I know Axel got the sort of the main headlines in that game, and obviously Rashford scored the winner. But I thought Lindelof, that game in particular, was very, very good. But yeah, for me, it's when he gets bullied off the ball. Do you remember? I remember the first game of the season when Zaha embarrassed him, and that always stuck with me. And then I've seen that a couple of times. You just said the Traore goal. I think it was Jerry said that when he gave the ball to him almost like.
What was he doing, man?
You could just hoofed it away. But you could have just hoofed it away. And so that's why. But I feel I want to give him 5.5, but then I'm thinking, I don't think he's been that bad for me. So I'm going to give him a 6. Maybe that's being generous, but I just think 5.5 is just a little bit too harsh, just for me personally, anyway.
All right, fair enough. Jerry, what did you give him? Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, same as Kojo, 5.5.
Right, okay. Over to Bailly. Oh God, this one's going to be interesting, to be honest.
Oh, that's tough.
Because he was so brilliant. Because he was the reason we were top of the league. Let's be real, him and Pogba, and for those 2 weeks was my greatest weeks of the year. Yeah.
Osman, guess what? He only played 12 league games this season.
Wow.
12 league games.
I'm gonna mark him down on his availability. That's what I'm marking him down on. Because when he's played, he's been hit and miss. To be honest, he's had 10s out of 10s, and he's had fucking absolute howlers. Like, he's just had an absolute nightmare. So I'm gonna give Bailly a 6.5. I think, which is probably generous for you guys, but I think. Just because of the highs that were really, really high. I think that's the reason. But he's always injured, so it's a bit of a piss day. Jerry, what are you saying?
Well, but what you just said, I'm going to rate him on his performances, actually, because...
I think performance.
For me, I don't think he's played bad. I'll give him a 7, because like you said, in January, when we went top of the league, it was vital. And I remember we had a League Cup semi-final against City, and this Ollie guy took him straight back out of the team. And Lindelof recovered from his back injury and put him straight back in. And
exactly, bro. What was that about, man? This is what I mean about Ollie, man. Fucking hell.
Obviously, we'll get to Ollie. But
look at Andrew's point. Look at this comment, yo. Are you bullied Lindelof in September 2019? September 2019. You
can't let, bruv. You remember the Huddersfield game, bro?
There's too many, man. It's too many.
Yeah, but for me, I like Bailly, man. Obviously, the fitness is another issue, but when he's played, I think he's done well, man. So for me, I'm gonna give him a 7 for the season.
A lot of 5.5/6
on performance, guys, not availability of performance.
Well, I've given him 6.5 on performance. I think he's been really poor in games as well. And as you said, what are you giving for Bailly?
I'm gonna give 6.5. Everything that Kojo said, Jerry said, I completely agree with, but. He's only played 12 games in the league, and we won 7 games and we lost 3 in those games. No, that can't be right then. Like 7 wins, 3 losses. No, that's not right. That's 12. So has he played more than 12 then? Maybe he's played more than 12.
All the league games he's played.
Europa League games he's played in them, haven't you?
Oh, okay, yeah, understood. Yeah, I'm gonna give him 6.5 because I can't give him. I want to give him 7 like Jerry, but just based on the performances, but just because of availability, I can't go higher.
Well, I give Maguire a 7, so I can't give Bailly a 7.
I'm thinking exactly the same as you. Yeah, same.
All right, Kojo, what do you reckon? What are you giving for Bailly?
5.5.
Wow. Okay.
Congress on smoke.
Nah, bro, being good for 2 weeks don't mean a damn thing to me, bro. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. His availability. If I put his availability to one side, yes, for those 2 weeks he was colossal. That's 2 weeks out of a 38 game season. I don't care for 2 weeks.
But when we say 2 weeks, it was that because we played every 2-3 days. Was that 5?
No, yeah. So we played every 2-3 days, and he was very good in that period of time when we went to the top of the table.
Yeah.
And then I remember him playing against Roma, where he was absolutely nonsense. Where it was the 3-2 game, or one of the other ones I forgot where we lost 1-0 or something like that. So I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, sorry. The first leg against Milan also. He had a bit of
1-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 1-1. It wasn't 1-0, it was 1-1, and he had a bit of a shocker in that one as well. So those kind of performances is why I just have to give him 5.5. He's too erratic. He did an overhead kick to the air. In the
oh my god, yeah, that was really poor as well, man, against Villarreal.
Yeah, and quite frankly, to be honest, for someone to sign a contract and then still be talking about if I don't play, I'll leave. But you shouldn't have signed the contract, just go.
Yeah, to be honest with me, I want him sold now after that comment. Because I just think that's the fucking shittest mentality I've ever seen. Bro, you signed the contract and you're never available. So at the end of the day, as I tweeted out, in my personal opinion, like, you can't complain about something and make no difference about it. Like, Van der Beek has a right to complain because he's actually available for selection. You're not available for selection 2 games in a week because you get injured. So it's as simple as that for me. You can't be sat here thinking you're going to play week in, week out when you don't even offer us the opportunity to select you. So
yeah, exactly.
just pipe down.
I know we love him.
And play football, bro.
I know we love him, but if we're going to improve, we can't be keeping players that are unavailable 80% of the season.
Passion bitches said who still
I love them. I was that's when Rooney did it, but he connected with the ball. You get me?
Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, let's move on. Like I said, like I keep saying, we're gonna be on now otherwise. Luke Shaw, I'm gonna kick this off beautifully. And honestly, if anyone disagrees with this rating, I'm gonna be shocked. Has to be at least 8.5. It has to be. I'm not. For me personally, if you give him anything lower, you're a hater. I'm saying it now. It can't be anything. As a left back, there's not much more he can do. Of course, he's made mistakes in games here and there. Of course, we know that. He's had a couple of bad games of late. Let's be real. But overall, he's been Mr. Consistent. Like, for me, he's supposed to put you Midfield Jones. Fucking hell. We're not going to rate Twansay because he's not played enough. So I'm not going to be harsh on the kid. But yeah, Luke Shaw for me 8.5, man. His performance speaks for themselves, man. Jerry, what are you saying?
Luke Shaw, man, lovely guy. He didn't obviously have the whole season was great. Like, it wasn't the whole season. I think he came to form probably.
I think his whole season's been good. I'm not even lying. Like, most of it, I said 90% of it at least.
I'll say 80, because the first couple of games he was okay. He wasn't like.
Well, it's not his fault. Maguire's pulling him down. Do you know what I mean?
No, but there was a period where we said, "Raw, like Shaw's just gone up another level." So
yeah, that's true.
What did you say? Minimum 8.5. Yeah, I'm gonna. Have
a lot of people saying 8 in the chart, so obviously I've been over.
Yeah. So. I'm just looking forward to if he can sustain this level of performance because he's been here 7-8 seasons and I'll say 2 seasons as well.
Yeah, he needs to do it season in, season out.
But for this season, 8.5 definitely, man. Most created chances by a fullback. I love that, man. So 8.5.
Fair play. He actually scored as well. He loved against Man City, actually.
Oh yeah, great goal.
Brilliant goal. Driving run. All right, Yusuf, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's very similar. I'm the same as you, 8.5. I think he's third most key passes in the top 5 leagues in Europe for a defender. Carries into the final third, a second, only behind Theo Hernandez. So, I mean, yeah, he's been so good this season. I wanted to give him a 9, but then Jerry made a really good point that I remember his form at the start. It wasn't like he wasn't playing badly, but then he just kind of, I can't remember what game it was, but it's like, oh, wow, he's really on smoke now. And then just consistently, and he stayed fit, thankfully for him.
He started getting some assists, innit? People started like, it was the Everton game, I think. Where he got the 2 assists for both Bruno's goals, I think.
Do you remember there was that moment where it was in a game? Do you remember what Luke Shaw? He He just
The
stopped.
The Everton game he had a very good game against Everton when he got this.
He just started to run with the ball more. Did you notice? And he just
he was just saying, "Bun this, I'm
just-
going for. I'm just gonna commit."
Yeah.
Yo, Andrew's giving him almost a 9. What, Andrew?
Can't argue with that.
Yes, boys. Right, Yusuf got 8.5. Kojo, what are you saying for Luke Shaw? Get your ratings in, people.
Yeah, 8.5 for me. I agree with what you said. I was thinking about the minimum I'll give him because he's had a very, very good season. So, yeah, I think 8.5 is absolutely perfect. Yeah, nothing more to add to that. Jerry and Yusuf said it. You said it. It's good.
Yeah, what are we saying about Tellers? Does he get a rating or not? Probably, innit?
If I give him a rating, I'll give him a 6. I think he's been all right.
Okay, all right. We'll keep
I
it
can't
short.
lie,
and
I've
sweet
been
with
a
Tess.
bit disappointed.
I'm going to give him a 5. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
to you.
man, it's been underwhelming for me.
Honestly, I massively rate him as well. That's why I'm giving him a 5 because I was singing it. Ironically, there's probably clips of me, which is what Benji was referring to. When we were signing Tellers, I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm gassed." I'm thinking I don't care about Shaw anymore because I've been defending Shaw since day one. The only time I'm not defending him is when Tellers is coming because I thought Tellers is a proper left back. Now we're going to see levels, and it's been the opposite. And look, fair play to Shaw, obviously, but yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. Jerry, what are your thoughts?
Man, like you said, when Tellers came in, I was saying, "Yeah, that's my left back." I'm gonna see crosses in the box. Cavani, he's gonna feed off the whips from the fullback area. But then every time he's coming, he's not really, what I expected. He's been underwhelming for me, but it's his first season. I mean, don't really expect too much. He hasn't got a lot of game time, so yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5.5.
All right, fair enough. Yusuf, what are your thoughts quickly?
Yeah, same as Jerry, 5.5.
So, all right, let's move on from him. Moving on to the midfield. Obviously, if I've missed anyone, it is what it is now. They can do one. I don't think I have. That's played anyways. But anyways, moving on to the midfield. I don't know what to start with. I don't think Matt is warranting a rating. Are we agreeing in that? Because he's not really played, has he? Or does he get written?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because this is relevant, isn't it? Right, we're going to start with McFred, obviously. In fact, Van de Beek don't get rated either, I don't think, because he's literally not played. But anyways, McFred, I'm going to start with Fred first. Who wants to take this one first? Right. No, I feel like Jerry. Jerry, you go first. Fred, what are you saying?
Oh, man, McFred. Wait, who are we going? McSauce or Fred? Who are you going first?
We'll go Fred first. So put Rashford over here.
Federico, man. Federico.
McTominay's 3. Fucking hell.
See, Fred, I can't. Because I remember before.
Someone's put Matic at 4, Istanbul. Fucking hell, I just forget it.
Fred.
Temper Parker.
I can't lie. Obviously, our instant Our instant reaction to Fred is that he's dead. But there's been some positives this season. However, I'm gonna have to give him a 5, man. I can't lie. 5 is like the misplaced passes. I can't understand as a midfielder that you can't pass the ball. But then I've seen glimpses of him playing through balls and stuff like the goal against Sociedad away when he played it through to Rashford.
Yeah, bro, and then Rashford finished it, man.
And then even his goal against Spurs, like he was a big part of that intricate football.
Yeah, but where's that football in all season, man?
This is what I'm saying. So
brilliant goal.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to bump it 5.5, man. I don't think he's been that bad, but he's been bad, if that makes sense.
All right, fair enough. Yusuf, what do you reckon?
I'm going to give him a 6. His record when he actually plays is actually phenomenal for us. I understand what Jerry said is so true. There's sometimes some of the decision making that he makes on the ball, it's like, what are you doing? And then other times, the Sociedad game in particular, for me, I can think of many standout. He's had more standout games for me than he's had bad games. That's how I sort of, I'm trying to even it out. So yeah, I give him a 6 personally. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So we've got 5.56. Kojo, what are you saying?
Oh boy. Boy. Okay. I'll give him a 6 as well. Because I will give him a higher rating than McTominay, and McTominay's going to be a 5 or 5.5 for me, so he has to be higher than him.
All right, so just give it a
and quite frankly, in those games where he's played well, as United fans love to say, he still does a lot of stupid shit. If I'm going to be blunt about it, that's the best way I can say it. His passing through the lines isn't that bad. You're a very kind man, Andrew. I hope I had it.
Andrew's not been kind to anyone, so I'm surprised he's been nice.
Very kind man. But yeah, no, 6. I'm gonna go 4. 6. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet as well, because obviously I want to get into the nitty gritty of the actual season itself. 6.5 for me. The reason being is higher than everybody else is because it's for the whole season. I think a lot of us are just remembering the back end of the season, which him and McTominay have been pissing us all off, to be quite frankly honest with you, everyone. Because they've been just passing the ball a lot. But I think his overall performance of the season have been quite good. It's just been the last couple of months he's been absolutely shit on the ball, like really bad. Like, so I think I don't feel like I'm going to be doing him justice if I give him less than a 6.5, although 6 I can understand. So yeah, we've got 6.5. Cody's already given his McTominay one, which was a 5.5, did you say?
Yeah.
All right, okay, I'm gonna give McTominay a 6 actually. Again,
Agreed.
I think he's him and Fred are kind of like, I slag him off all the time, but I think our fans are overreacting a bit. I think we got to remember that these guys are a huge reason why we've got second, because they do the dog work, man. Like, they actually do the dog work in the team. Yeah, they're not technically the greatest players, but they've had some highs, that proper, like the PSG games, obviously any big game, the Man City games, any big games, these guys have shown up in those games. Really, look, McTominay as well in the finals showing up. So I'm gonna give McTominay a 6. Jerry's agreed. You see what you saying? What you saying?
McTominay, if I've given Fred a 6, I should have given Fred a 6.5. I should have changed
Don't
it.
bother, Yusuf.
No, because what I'm saying is that I want to give Scott McTominay a 6. But I can't give him the same as Fred, because I don't view him. I think Fred is better.
Yeah, Fred is definitely better for me personally.
And only up until the right end of the season, Fred had only lost 1 game when he played. It was only, as you said as well, back in the season we lost those stupid games. Like, it completely ruined our record of, it was way better than what it was. Yeah, I'll give McTominay a 6 because he has got some important goals this season, to his credit.
Yeah, he has, to be fair. He scored quite a few. He has got 7 goals or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just on Scott, yeah. I know I've always said I like his mentality. I can't lie, man. I think he's got that. Yeah, I like the grit, like the. I know Sean says big passion.
Yeah, man, that was a really good.
That sounds like a McDonald's dessert.
No, but I actually like Scott's mentality, man. Like, even watching those listenings, he's always on it, telling like, let's go. And obviously the Billy doesn't really match, but I'm saying I think he can be a Jordan Henderson. I can't lie, man. I'm saying it now, innit? Don't at me.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. Obviously, everyone knows my thoughts on McTominay. I think he's massively slacked off for something he's not meant to be in the team to do, but it is what it is. He's just an average player, and hence why I give him a 6. Anyways, let's move on to the big hitters now. Van der Beek, I'm sure most would agree he's not going to get a rating from me because he's not played. Like, side. Matter as well, not played. Matt H, not really played, but he has, but it is what it is. You guys can obviously rate them if you wish to do so. I'm not going to waste time. And Bruno Fernandes. Coach, I'm starting with you, brother. What are your thoughts? What's your rating?
Firstly, his goals and his numbers are crazy. Let me just put that out there first. His numbers are actually ridiculous. So I want to shout him out for that. But other than that, I don't think he's been better. I'll give him an 8.5 as well.
7, James. That best not be for Bruno.
It might be. It might be. I think. No, listen. I think why people are gonna put him down in numbers is because in big games he's not showing up. He came off the bench against Liverpool, scored a free kick. Apart from that moment, in overall big games, just like the rest of the squad, he hasn't shown up. And you look.
But no one has though.
Exactly what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, in football, the reality is you're always going to look to your key men to make the difference.
No, but he scored though. He scored against City and Spurs.
No, I know that. He did score against them, but that again, people put that as a moment these days. As far as he's concerned, he's done his job.
Andrew's giving him a 6.
Exactly, yeah, he's done his job, but people are not. But wow. See, this is what I'm saying. I knew people were going to give him these numbers because they're going to put the big games in that. We're in the era of being called a stat padder, despite the fact that you just have to score against who you're put against. That's just the truth. You're put in the era of if you score a goal and you do nothing else, then you're just one of those what you only ask the question, what does he do apart from score goals? Literally the most important thing in football.
In football,
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, but I'm just giving it 8.5 just because I think he's been as good as Shaw, but at the same time, he just needs to step it up a bit more in the bigger games, as in you get the goal, but make sure your performance is better. I remember me and Usman said one time.
Someone else is giving me 6 as well. Fucking, I can't believe
I know. I remember when Usman said one time, there's a period of time where he didn't score, but his level of performance was excellent.
Yeah,
so if he combines that, then it's different gravy. So 8.5 for me.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Juicy, will come to you, brother. What are you saying?
I'll give him a 9. 18 goals in the league, 12 assists in the league. Without him, I don't even know where we would be. And I take the point about the big game, Kojo. That you're right. But also, are we when people say in the big games, are we really assigning because our best player doesn't play in the big game? Is that really on him? Because I look at it, the system on the day. What is everybody as a team doing collectively? Because ultimately, it's a team game, right? For individuals to thrive, the system has to be working, and our system is a flawed system. For me, I don't think it gets.
I agree.
That's why I'm giving him a 9, because I think that if he's actually playing in a better system, he'd have better performances. I think his numbers will actually drop personally if our style of play changed. I think the style of play is suited. Ollie basically said, "Give it to him, and then that's it."
Well, apparently,
and I think he has so much responsibility, too much responsibility. Personally,
Andrew's put more penalties in open play goals. That's not fair.
Who cares?
Is a penalty an open goal though? A penalty's not an open goal, is it?
No, but
this is what I'm saying. Who actually cares? Goals are goals.
Thank you.
Yeah, Messi has missed some of the biggest penalties in life, but no one will talk. It's a goal.
Facts.
Let them go into the back of the net. If he doesn't score, criticize him for that also.
Well, it's the same people are criticizing De Gea for missing one. It's
Exactly.
fucking hell. Right. Anyways, Jerry, what are your thoughts, bro? On the
Bruno. Yeah, like Kojo said, his numbers are ridiculous. Like, I remember when it was linked to him. Obviously, I'm not gonna say I knew who he was, but I looked at the stats straight away and I said, "Rah." I know it's the Portuguese league, but But I was kind of, considering, can he do it in the Prem? He came in January, blew all of us away. I still had my doubts because it was, just from January to the end of the season. Season starts and he's done it again for the whole season. People say stat padder. I mean, like Kojo said, the most important thing in football is goals. Like, I don't care how they come. Penalties, ask John Terry in 08. If penalties don't matter, there you go. For me, Bruno gets a 9 because, like used to say, without him, he's been our talisman. So, yeah, man, and his mentality, I love it. Obviously, the final, he didn't really turn up. And when people say the big games, there's more small games than big games. So what if you turn up in the big games and they didn't? What if he turned up in the small? I mean, he turned up in the big games, but not the small games. Then what will people say? The big games. I don't know why we gas up the big games because it's against big, better opposition. I get it, but the season's 38 games. If he turns up more games than not, I'm okay with that. Obviously, we want him to improve in the big games, but he's done his job, man. And like Yusuf said, it's about the team. It's not just about him. Because people say, "Oh, where was he in the big games? Where was the team in the big games?" So
if I can resonate to some people and say, right, listen, I just need to say something, get off my chest. I don't agree with a lot of the comments here. A lot of people are just basically fucking criticizing him. Right, first and foremost, right. Look, you can say what you want about the stats, right? But at the end of the day, Bruno Fernandes has clutched so many games for us, time and time again. If he's not got an assist, he's got the goal. He's been involved in key moments in games.
Involved FC.
Yeah, exactly. But we've got Andrew saying, I look at the eye test in footballer, and Bruno doesn't. Listen, I don't agree with that at all. Look, Bruno, for me personally, has in moments, he just disappears and he doesn't impact the game as much as I would personally want. Obviously, people are thinking about Wednesday, which is understandable. But I just think overall he's been brilliant. He's been everything good that we've done. And also, as Yusuf, in my personal opinion, correctly stated, it's the system that's fucking us up. Because when we played against Spurs and we were playing that one-touch football, even Fred bloody scored. When we played that kind of football and we're interlinking, look at Bruno against Roma, for example. It was absolutely, that was a that was, if I could, I'd give him 11 out of 10 for that game. Like, when we were playing good football, he was the heart and soul of it, alongside Pogba, Cavani, and these kind of guys, Rashford, etc. So for me personally, I think he's done the best he possibly can with the style of football that we're playing, which for me is absolute dog shit. So I can't believe people are giving him a 7. I really am baffled. Bruno scores goals, yes, but we are the new Spurs. Listen, what has that got to do with Bruno Fernandes? Anyways, 9 for me, absolute no-brainer. It really is. Anyways, let's move on to Paul Pogba. If Bruno's getting a 7, fuck me, what is Pogba getting from these guys? Right, I'll start on Pogba. He's been injured for a long time. He had an absolutely woeful start to the season because of COVID, because of injuries, all that stuff. We got Pogba 6. I disagree with Pogba being a 6 because when he's been fit and playing, I think he's literally won his game on his own. He's been a match winner, so for that reason, I have to give him at least a 7. He's not played enough of the season to get any higher, personally. A lot of 6.5s, which is fair enough. Cody, what are you giving Pogba?
I'll give him a 7. People might think that's a bit crazy, but for me, a 7, I think it's justified. I think it's fair. I think he's played well this season, to be completely honest. Yeah, I don't really want to ramble on about Pogba because it's always a ramble on about Pogba.
Yeah, we're gonna be all night. Yusuf, what you saying, bro?
Yeah, exactly the same as Kojo. 7. I said to Kojo last week.
I said 7 as well, Yusuf. Hello.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 7. Yeah, and you, bro, and you, of course. I remember I said to Kojo last week that for me, Paul Pogba scored the goal of the season, and that to me that exactly sums up how disrespected he is.
Pogba scored the goal of the season. What was it?
In my opinion, the goal against Fulham. If you dissect that goal. Where he took the ball out of the air.
Yeah, the touch was dirty.
He took the ball out of the
it's
out of the air.
But that Cavani goal is definitely goal of the season. I don't care what anyone says.
The chip.
That has to be goal of the season. Cavani one, it has to be for me personally.
I'm looking at
the technique of Fulham one. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, just for him to take that out of the. I remember that was a very windy night. I don't know if you guys remember it. But
Yeah, I remember.
And he took it out, and then he beat 2 players, and then bent it in the top
goal.
corner with his weak West Ham goal, amazing goal as well. Yeah. So see, even like people kept saying the Fulham goal was nice. I think that's just so disrespectful to him, and I think that sums him up.
It's a beautiful goal,
bro.
Yeah.
That touch, he stopped it dead from the sky.
Yeah.
And then, hit
And not many people in world football could do that. Only Messi, maybe.
and he's got of his weaker foot also.
Left foot as well.
Yeah, but because it's Paul Pogba, it's like, it's a good goal. You know
And it was a clutch goal. Like we needed that. Took us top.
Bro, that one is the game. That was the game. Simple as.
I agree with you, sir.
That puts top of the league, man. That was when the so-called pressure was on, and he stepped up. And
I remember when he got injured
against Burnley as well, when we needed that goal late on, and he scored that. Yeah, it was a great deflection, but these were key in those moments. There were pressure because we were so-called fighting for the title at that point. So
when he went off against Everton, do you think that if he not got injured in the Everton game, we would have won that game?
We would have won the league. I'm telling you. No, I'm not even joking, bro. I'm not even joking. Like,
I'm with Jerry. Jerry, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
We had full momentum there, but we would have fell off at some point.
You see, when he came off, I was absolutely heartbroken. I said, shit. No.
He fell apart and made straight away.
I said, this is the worst thing that could happen. Pogba, why couldn't it be Scott? Obviously, we don't want to wish injuries on other players, but why is Pogba going off? Like, I was so upset, man.
Big Ron saying, stop sitting on the fence. You only stick up for big names. Listen,
who's that to me?
To all of us, probably. I'm assuming it's YouTube because YouTube is speaking.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Stop sitting on the fence, lads. You fucking fence.
Oh god.
Run a lie, man.
Scoring a decent goal ain't gonna redeem us.
Wait, what did Ron give Pogba? What did Ron give?
Probably
his rating.
He said, come on, man, scoring a decent goal ain't gonna redeem the season. He's had a really good season.
Is that Kish in disguise?
And
especially when your agent opens your here we go again.
That's got nothing to do with Pogba's performance.
And then when he came off the bench in that same game, he was the man of the match for this team anyway.
Ace to Milan as well. Come on.
Hey, don't forget Ace. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Jerry, what's your rating, bro? What's your rating?
I'm giving him a 7.5. I know you said earlier that because at the start of the season he was moving like a joke, man. I remember the Arsenal game. Man said he was tired. He was. Yeah, I know, but the tackle was very lazy. I mean,
he gave a pen of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I wasn't really too happy about that, but he came back and then he just Like clutch moments, he was there. He was actually playing better because the thing I criticize about Pogba, sometimes he holds on the ball too long, and I don't like that.
Well,
Like,
I personally always said consistently because there's not movement in front of him and he's looking for that ball that's going to open the defense up. He needs to
but
just keep
sometimes I
it
think
ticking.
he likes the feeling of someone
He
behind
needs
him.
to keep it ticking.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, and he was doing that prior to the Everton.
Ron just put Beckham used to score 5-6 goals out of the season, bro. That's Beckham, man.
Wait.
Hey, Ron is on one
That's
today.
a lie.
Beckham barely used to score. Like,
and who was he playing with as well? Who was David Beckham playing with as well?
Exactly. Roy Keane and Scholes next to him. Come on, man.
Paul Pogba in that team. Well,
let's move on because we're going to be all night. What we got next? So the midfield's done. Again, like I said, no Van der Beek and them, man, because I don't care. Let's go on to the left. Marcus Rashford, and I'll start with Rashford. I know what, Jerry. I think you would be one person that would agree with not agree, but you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I've said this to you consistent, and you've said
Yeah,
to
you
me
have.
involved. You know, you've been saying to me involved FC for a long time, but I have said consistently his performance is nowhere near good enough.
Yeah.
Nowhere near good enough. And I've been saying it for ages, and people have been saying, well, he's got XYZ goals. And now people can say, well, you've been hypocritical. You didn't say that about Bruno. Well, Bruno's performances have been pretty good all season, I'd say. He's kind of fallen off here and there, but not really. I think Rashford has been too inconsistent. However, I am going to factor in the fact that he's definitely injured. Like, I feel like when he's fit, he's an absolute animal on his day. He really is. He's an absolute nightmare. Can get past anyone. But he's just not accelerating like he normally would. He's just not there, man. So I'm going to give him a 7.5. I know some people give him a 6. James give him a 4. Bloody hell. I'm going to give him a 7.5 because I think anything lower is very harsh, man, because you got to factor in the fact that he's played most of the season with an injury as well. That's just me anyways. Right, Jerry, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, 8 for me, man. I know you say he scored X, Y, Z, and you
Rashford 3. You guys are crack up, man, honestly.
But you said X, Y, Z, and you kind of pushed up your face in that. But for me, no one, like, early on in Rashford's career, it was can he score the goals? And the past 2 seasons, getting 20-plus goals, for me, is a massive, massive improvement for Rashford.
Without pens as well, just for you.
That's even better. So for me,
so he could have been touching 30 potentially.
He scored clutch goals as well.
Yes.
All those performances, but then obviously the injury.
He scored that clutch goal against PSG, man. What a goal!
Yeah, he scored a lot of clutch goals. Even Wolves, I know it was a deflection. That was a big goal for us.
Yeah. That 93rd minute one, we looked like we were going to score.
So, even against Liverpool, this assist to Greenwood. I mean, Rashford. I see maturity, but then I see immaturity in his game as well. But
absolutely,
the stats. I know people don't like stats, but I mean, he's always improving. The past 2 years, his stats have improved. So next year, he has to go again, man. So for me, Rashford gets an 8. Obviously, he's been moved around positions as well. So yeah, 8 for me, man.
Ron's put. I knew someone was going to say that if you say Bruno has numbers, why is the argument not valid for Rashford? Because Rashford's performances haven't been good as Bruno. Simple as that. If you disagree, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You said, what are your thoughts? What are you rating for Rashford?
I'm giving him an 8. But everything that Jerry said, I completely agree with. And for someone who's playing with not 1 injury, not 2 injuries, he's playing with 3 injuries still, and it's the manager's fault. I don't want to make it about the manager, but it's the manager's fault for can keep playing him over and over again. Like, and I can imagine that Ollie goes to Marcus and says, "Oh, are you okay to play?" And he's just saying, "Yeah," because he wants to play. Obviously, he wants to be involved because obviously he loves the club. Like, and I think that as you said, Usman, his performances have been underwhelming. Yeah, 100% agree. But I think that's the manager's fault as well. And he's had 36 goals and assists in 57 games for a guy who's injured and is only 23 years of age. I mean, the overreaction to his performance, I think, is just incredible. I know in the final he was not good. I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm saying that for the last 4 years, all I've heard is, "Oh, his numbers aren't good enough. He's now got the numbers. Oh, his performances aren't good enough." Like, pick what do you want? He's 23 years of age as well, for goodness sake. Come on. Imagine when he's fully fit. What will he do then?
Well said, man. I should clap for you, man.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I just want to add to this actually because I was thinking about it earlier. It's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? You need to look in the fucking mirror because you are ruining this kid's career. I don't want to hear any bullshit from Ole and boys yet. At the end of the day, as Yusuf correctly said, Ole is killing him. He's gonna be injured for the rest of his career because of this season potentially because he's fully injured and he's getting forced to play. People are gonna say, "Oh, we haven't got options. We haven't got." It doesn't matter. This is about a kid's career and his future. You're basically jeopardizing his future for your own gain. And for me personally, I can't accept that, especially when he's one of our own as well. It's not like he's some. Not that it would make a difference if we just signed him and he'd be. You got to look after him because look what happened to Rooney. Rooney was burnt out by like 29 or 30 or whatever it is because he didn't look after himself. Rashford's 23. Rashford could be retired in 5 years. Just let that sink in. You could actually be finished in 5 years. That's ridiculous. That's not acceptable. He needs to have.
He said it in his interview after the game. He said,
"Bro, he
5 or
needs
6
to."
players are playing with injury throughout the whole end of the season. Like,
Yeah, I know he did, and he goes, "It's not making an excuse." And look, fair play. You know, these guys saying, "Oh, sacrifices." I think it's fucking stupid. Don't sacrifice your future for temporary success.
Yeah.
That's one of the lessons of life. You don't look at the now, you got to look at the long game, and that's something that he needs to learn quickly, and that's something that Ole should know better, basically, and whoever else is in charge of that. But I think Ole needs to take a lot of responsibility because you can't be doing that to a young lad. But Cody, what are your thoughts on Marcus Rashford? A lot of people saying A and saying that I'm being a bit harsh, which is fair enough. I'm not opposed to giving him an 8, but it is what it is.
I was gonna say 7. Just off the base that, yeah, I agree. I actually do agree with what Yusuf said in particular as well. But I just want his decision making to just get that bit better, and I need him to have a rest. When he has a rest, I actually do believe he'll get back to.
He looks like a monster, bro. When he's running our players full fit.
Yeah, when he's fully fit, 100%, he's a killer. He's an absolute.
He's unplayable, man.
He's a monster on the pitch.
Damn, his first touch from them Lindelof over the top. So you dumb?
Yeah, exactly. That's not even an example, and that's twice that Lindelof's given him that pass.
Yeah, he's doing it.
And finished the season. But yeah, I think 7 just because the decision making just needs to get that bit better. I've always said it, and I'll keep saying it. Right now, he's a good player to be potentially great. But if your decision making goes up that extra level, you're a great player, potentially top or even world class. So when he does that, and hopefully after this Euros have a goddamn rest, hopefully we see the best of Rashford once again.
He's getting surgery before the rest, not as peak.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, regardless, surgery's
to be out.
It forces that too.
Yeah.
He needs to be out for the start of the season. I don't want to see him playing first game of the season. I'm saying it right now. He needs to be out for at least a month and just fix up and just.
Wait, a month? Are you sure, Osman? This is all you're talking about.
Yeah, no, he won't be. But I'm saying if they were sensible, he should be out for at least a month.
Nah, I think he should come for preseason. I can't lie.
I don't agree with that. Anyways, let's move on to Mason Greenwood, the other winger. Fucking hell, I forgot about Dan James. Oh shit! Could we just be quick and short on Dan James? I'm gonna give him a fucking 3. Anyways.
Oh wow!
That is harsh, man.
I want him sold ASAP.
Wow!
Get him club, man. I've had enough of the guy, man.
Honestly, I can't lie, that's very harsh on, but well, okay, go.
Bro, Ollie doesn't even use him to his strengths. Like Ollie subbed him on against a low block, man. Ollie, why?
Yeah, that's dumb, but that's what he's fault.
When we're 2-0 up and there's space for him to run into, it's not rocket science, bro. Like, come on. Why is he subbing him on when we're playing against teams with low blocks? Even Dan James probably think, fucking hell, here we go again. I can't do shit, yeah? Like, do you know what I mean? Great cross for Elanga. We have seen that once all season. A lot of falls for Dan James. Right, Calder, let's keep it short and sweet. What are you saying for Dan James?
4.5.
4.5. Okay, fair enough. What's the reason?
It's not his fault that Ole is putting him in positions where he should not be, playing. And he had a good game. What was the game that he tried to chip the goalkeeper and he failed badly?
The other day, Wolves, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. He was actually alright in that game. He gave a wonderful cross. I think he just needs to be put in games where
That's one game, bro.
Just push forward. So it's more about Ole putting him in the right position to thrive. If you don't do that, a player that as limited as that, he's never going to shine. So I'll give him a 4.5.
James is just too nervous that Viking Red's giving him a 9. Right, Yusuf, what's your rating, bro?
Yeah, same as Kojo, 4.5.
All right, say no more. Jerry, what's your rating, Jerry?
For Lucky, I want him absolutely sold. He has no ability. That chip just done it for me.
Wow.
What is that? He's Flash. He's the Flash. That's all he is. He's the Flash.
Man said he's the Flash.
Yeah, he's absolutely dead.
He's a glorified Flash with blonde hair, man. Fucking sell him.
No ability, man. No ability, bro.
Just want to put headless chicken. I think that's a bit harsh. He's not that headless. But anyways, let's move on. We're going to be on night. Greenwood. I'll start off Greenwood. He's had an absolute mare first half of the season. Absolute nightmare. He didn't score for God knows how long. Another individual similar to Maguire that was suffering from off-field antics, so to speak. Not at his own fault because of the media, which one. Of course, he made one mistake as a young lad, but they didn't want to let go of it for whatever reason because they're fucking racist. But, that's for a different day. Yeah, for me personally, I can't give him higher than, I'm going to say 7 because he's finished brilliantly. So obviously, can't give him anything. I personally don't think he deserves anything like that because of the way he started the season. But yeah, Kojo, what are you saying for Greenwood?
Wait, what did you give him?
I gave him 7.
I'm happy with that. I'll take that. I think, I agree. First half of the season was a bit awkward for him. The British media, being the British media of a young black man, you know how the story goes. But after that, I'm satisfied with him. I'm actually very satisfied.
Rod honestly thinks we've got an agenda. It's so funny. It's actually hilarious. Where was the scrutiny for the big names? LOL, too much James. Well, James is to fucking do something. How about that? Right, Yusuf, what do you reckon? What's you say for Greenwood?
Yeah, exactly the same as you, 7. And I just want to say as well, Gareth Southgate, I don't like you for what you did to him.
What was he doing? Oh, what? Dropping him.
The way that they protected Foden, but they didn't protect Mason, and then Mason's best friend also died as well. And that also got forgotten about.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And he's 19. He's only 19. This guy's a kid.
You're legit, man.
This guy's a kid, and we're so lucky that we've got him because he is a superstar. He's 2-footed player, man. Exactly what we need. I just wish that he'd got played through the middle in the final at one point. It would have been something different. But 7 for Greenwood. Yeah.
Fair enough. Jerry, what are you saying?
Yeah, you say Southgate, yeah. I'm saying Ollie because I remember that time with Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood, and I understood why Foden got picked because he was actually playing. Mason didn't play for time. I was thinking maybe Ollie's trying to protect him, but if he's not playing, if he's not playing, how are you going to pick him for England? He could have, but I understood why he didn't get picked. So for me, Mason at the start it was kind of shaky, but Money Mace second half of the season. I never doubted the kid. Like people were getting on his back. And you can't doubt that level of quality, bro. We got a gem here, and you lot are just quick to just.
People are thick in it. They're all
I don't understand, bro.
Start. Yeah, he's not scored in 10 games. Martinelli's better than him. Shut up. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Martinelli can't score with 2 feet, can he? Red-legged. Honest to God. But yeah, Jerry, what are you giving him out of 10?
Yeah, 7 out of 10, man.
Okay, right. Okay, we've got 2 players left. Obviously, one's absolutely brilliant. The other one, not so much. Cavani's had a poor season. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
Right, obviously, you guys know Martial FC and it'll dog selling for Kane in a heartbeat. That is what it is. Look, how can you say I've got agendas, lads? If I'm sat here saying I sell Martial, when you know how much I love this guy, just for the good of the team. If it means we can get Kane, I'll sell him because I don't care. I want Man United to win trophies. Simple as that. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's just quickly get some comments in because obviously you're probably slagging us off. Let's have a look. Foden cheated on his woman as well. Yeah, beautiful scenes. You just want us to be City too quickly. Okay.
I think that's more beef in the chat. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Mason learning on the job. 8.5. Fair enough. Martial 5. Fuck me, that's generous. Okay. Nothing to do with what we were playing. Right. Anyways, let me get onto it. I'll start with Martial because I think it makes sense for me to start with myself. Right. I can't give him higher than a 2. I really can't. I really can't.
Wow.
I can't. Like, and I'll explain because obviously, you know, if you follow this channel for a long time, you guys know I love Martial to bits. Like, he's my guy. But based off what I saw last season and what I expected this season, the drop-off has been absolutely disgusting. It really has. And after that red card from bloody Tottenham, fucking Lamella the rat, he's just had a head loss. Like, I don't know what's happened to him. He's not turned up. Ironically, his best game has been the last game he's played against Man City, which is funny enough. But apart from that, he's one of the reasons we're not in the Champions League. Well, we're not in the Europa League either now. But he was one of the reasons we got kicked out of the Champions League. Like, a strong reason. That game against PSG was unforgivable. It really was. Like, he's just missed too many sitters, man. Obviously, Rashford missed one the other day. But Martial, yeah, he's been absolutely pathetic. I've been defending him all season, but even I can't defend the guy. I love him to bits, but it's just not had a good season. I really, as Ty would say, I really hope he comes back stronger next season and he's really had a true reflection. So, yeah, that's me too. I'm keeping it real. I've criticized a big name, Big Ron. Hopefully you're happy. Jerry, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna give him 1. I'm sorry, man.
One's fucking hard.
Yeah, nah. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, 1.
He got man in the match against Man City, man.
That's what the one's for. That's what the one's for.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Other than that, I'm sorry. He has been dreadful. I'm sorry. I know the Tottenham thing was I can't even say the word. Obviously, Lamella the prick, you know, does the elbow on him and he reacts. But
Jerry, can I say one thing? I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but no, this is so funny, right? Everyone in the chat is giving me and Jerry shit, right?
Wait,
and
what?
You man's give Bruno a 6.
Man said Martial a 6. Oh my days!
What? Man give Martial the same rate as Bruno.
That's impossible.
Anyway, Jerry, carry on.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 1, man. I've been so disappointed in Martial.
Martial.
Bro, you know what's mad, yeah?
Look at this. Oh, that's quality, Andrew.
In my season prediction on my channel, I said to him to get top goal scorer. My brothers have been laughing at me all season.
What's said the exact same thing, actually.
I feel so let down, like Martial, but I still like you and Ty. I still think he can come back. I'm not just gonna forget about last season because he was sourcing, man. That goal against Watford was it when he just
outrageous. Watford are back as well. Just saying.
Yep. But for me, this season he's just been poor, man. He doesn't look like a number 9 to me. He doesn't look interested. No runs, not getting in the box, just trying to pass for passing's sake, get involved in the play. I mean, the City game was like, so you can do this, but you just choose when to pull it on and that. So for me,
but to be fair, like, you know, that City game, that was the last proper game in it, really. And it's, you know, if we don't know what could happen at the end of the season, we did need him, to be fair, in a couple of those other games where you just get a sub off the bench. But it is what it is, isn't it? Cody, what are you saying, bro?
2.
That's a bit harsh, Tyler, Cody, coming from you.
No, it's not harsh, man. The guy has stunk.
I give him a 2, bro.
I know. But those jokes, yeah. I'm just looking at this thing, man. Them saying Martial was better than Lindelof. You're a liar. Yeah. Martial had a better season than Mac shit. You are also a liar. Martial got a 6. Big Ron, who was telling us about big players, and you're giving him a 6.
I know. What the hell?
Big man.
All season, bro.
Bruv. We're going to start calling you Big Nor. Turn your name, run around to the other side. You know what I mean? That it's just he's dropped a stinker. That's as simple as it gets. I actually had high hopes for him this season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right off season.
And he's let me down tenfold. That's why I criticize him so hard. And quite frankly, he deserves it. So next season, he better bounce back. But I'm saying that because I don't think we're gonna sell him. And you know me.
No, I'm done already. I'm hoping he comes good. My tip was better than Lindelof. I'm seeing a lot of that in the chart. Look, you're entitled to your opinion. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, man. As for Jerry and Ty, shout out you, man. But you man's faith here. I don't know where you man find it, but
right. You said what you saying. What you saying?
Yeah, I'm not going to be as harsh as everybody else. I'm probably going to give him a 4.
4?
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 4.
Yeah,
I remember the.
For what? Goal, man. No pun intended, but for what?
Is it because he scored 4 league goals?
I just said that.
No, I think that listen, it's strange because I agree with everything that's been said, but I don't think he's been as bad as what everyone's saying. I remember the Leeds game when we smacked Leeds at home, and he was the best player on the pitch that game as
He
well.
got 2 assists. I remember that.
He got 3 assists that game.
3 assists. So yeah,
isn't that the game when McTominay was doing Ronaldinho in their boxing squad? Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's one game.
No, it's one game. Yeah, and obviously the Man City game, he was very. There's been a couple other games where he wasn't that bad. He's just missed a lot of chances this season, which has made it, and obviously his return has been really, really bad. So I get that. I just think just for me, Marcelo James.
Oh my God!
But I can't give him like. What Jerry gave him a 1.
Yeah, man. For his standard, he's stunk it out, man.
What did you give Usman? What did you give? 2.
We gave him 2s.
Oh, you gave him 2. Wow.
Bro,
right, you're giving him 4 now. That's it. It's locked in. Right, let's move on because I should have talked about the manager as well. Right, Edison Cavani finish off. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. He's got long, beautiful hair. Great celebration. He's got the goal of the season. Easy, light work, 7 for me, without a shadow of a doubt. I would have given him a high rating, but he didn't really do anything at the start of the season. Similar to Greenwood, he's been an absolute phenomenal at the end of the season, and he's been so instrumental. I'm going to give it 7.5, actually. I'm going to bump it slightly, actually. Cody, what are you saying?
Yep, 7.5. Great debut season for the club. Bit of a slow start, but once he got into his gear and claimed that starting spot, you couldn't stop him. Variety of goals, movement, link-up play as well, hold-up play. Sounds like he's doing all the stuff that I've been begging the certain Frenchman to do, and he's doing it with ease. So,
there we go.
Yeah, I'm joking. No, in all seriousness, good, very good first season for United, and hopefully we can get more of that next year before he goes back.
From back in red. Yusuf, Cavani, what you saying?
Yeah, 7.5, same as Kojo, man. He had a slow start to the season, but he really turned it around. He's been brilliant. Yeah, so 7.5.
Honestly, I don't think Yusuf hears anything that comes out of my mouth. I did say it first, but it's fine. Honestly, I don't know if he's glad to be up on it. He's done it about 7 times. Right, Jerry, Jerry, what are you giving him?
Matador, I got to give him an 8. I got to give him an 8. He's finally removed the curse of the number 7, I think, because I remember being linked to him. I said, what the hell is going on? Like, Cavani, like really, he's been out for like 6-7 months, and we're getting him on the last day. Panic buy, but he's come in. The clutch moments I can't forget, man. The Southampton game,
Southampton.
The other game, even Leicester, he came and got the assist for Bruno. Like he scored some big important goals. So for me,
obviously all the Europa League games has been brilliant.
Yeah, I'm giving him an 8, man.
Fair enough. A few chances he really should have scored. Expect to be better.
Oh yeah, that Arsenal game.
Yeah, that Arsenal game, it was absolutely fucking horrendous, that miss. I can't believe that. It cost Luke Shaw assist there. Could have run my agenda with most assists for a fullback, but it is what it is. Look, Cavani, fair play to the guy, man. I'm happy with his overall performance. He's a free in it. We can't be too, over the top. As United would say, like and subscribe to the channel if you're still tuning in. It does help us a lot, and we do appreciate you guys still being here. Keep your comments coming in, although a lot of them it's just slacking us off at the moment. It's all good. It's all a bit of fun, and so it's fine. Anyways, moving on to our favorite topic, the manager. Ali Gunnar Solskjaer, you love to see it. We love to see it. Big Ron said we need to do a show where we have a season review of Osman's guests, Kojo, Jerry, etc. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That I quite like that. Give them more ratings out of 10 and whatnot. Are you doing Euros, Osman? You're a Belgium fan, bloody hell, must be nice. Elanga deserves a 10 for the header alone. Who else we've got? I think that's it. Ollie Clueless, 0. Ollie the Clueless, 1. Ollie, I'll give a 6.5. No, actually, I might surprise a lot of people there. I agree with that 6.5 shot, actually. I agree with that. The reason being is because we're second, first and foremost. The way he's dealt with the Pogba situation has been nothing but amazing. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. We all know the frailties. We're going to be all night just going through all the sort of frailties. I let the guys do that. I'm going to let the guys do that. But for me personally, 6.5 sounds about right. Second the table, if we deliver the trophy, you would argue it's an 8.5 comfortably. But we didn't do that because he bottled it in the final, and that is the reason he's been knocked down. I'm trying to think what else I've not been happy about. Yeah, it's lack of rotation in the squad. In particular, Van de Beek's not looking. He begged Juan Mata to stay for another year, to not play him for a single minute. Honestly, just don't make sense. It didn't even sub him on really for that final. So yeah, I let the guys talk because I feel like I'm going to be all night discussing just Ollie himself. Who wants to go first? Let's have a thing.
I'll go, man.
Go on, Jerry. Jerry's straight in there. What's your rating and why?
I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 because for me, at the start of the season, my target was top 4 and a trophy.
Okay.
We got second,
Likewise.
which none of us could have predicted. I don't want to hear, Liverpool fell off. I don't care.
I said we're going to finish first, but it's for us.
Like, Liverpool falling off has nothing to do with me. Chelsea second Lampard has nothing to do with me.
I disagree with what you're saying here, Jerry. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't know why, because if we won the league, are you going to say, because Liverpool fell off? You're not.
Yeah,
You're not.
Winning the league and coming second is a completely different story, isn't it?
Well, I'm doing it to Ollie. So if Liverpool fall off, that you couldn't predict that. Like, coming second because Liverpool fell off. If he didn't come second with Liverpool falling off, people criticize him, right?
I mean,
so you will. You will.
Yeah, but basically we finished third last season, right? And we finished us finishing second is Liverpool finishing third to me. If that makes sense, like in the sense that Liverpool shouldn't be in third. They're only in third because Leicester completely bottled it and Chelsea bottled it at the end, in my personal opinion. And it was the same with us last season. We only finished third, not because of our individual brilliance, but because Leicester completely fell off. No,
but it is though, because we had to win all those games. How are you not going to give us credit for that?
I do give credit. Don't get me wrong, because we've not lost that away from home. That's why he's got a good rating to some extent. But at the same time, I think a lot of stuff in life, you've got to put context on it. Like,
but you can't look at one thing and say just because Leicester bottled it, you still had to win your games, and we did.
Yeah, I see that, but I just think us finishing third was got a complete false position. I don't think the second is as false a position because we definitely have been better than other teams. I don't think there's any denying that. We have been better than the Leicester, the Chelsea's, etc.
No, but how could third be false? Are you forgetting post-lockdown we were sourcing, bro? Like, Martial was banging.
But Leicester were, 15 points ahead? It was that's
Leicester's business. Like, who cares? But they got injuries. That's not our fault. Like,
I'm not saying it's our fault, but what I'm saying is I just don't think we deserve to get top 4 last season. I think coming second this year.
With Bruno coming and then Pogba coming returning from injury.
That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's an achievement.
Man. I'll credit the team for coming third and then second because it's good.
That's fine.
Yeah, it is fine because if we didn't, you'll say, these teams can't even get top 4.
I don't care, Jerry. If we came second, third, or fourth, it makes no difference to me. The only reason coming second is a good thing, is so we can ban the other teams below us. Apart from that, it means fuck all.
No, same. I agree, but I mean to get in top 4 because
top four is good. I agree, but coming in Chelsea's position is the same as coming in our position to me. Basically, it means nothing.
Nah, don't lie, bruv.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
What do you mean? So why are we laughing at Arsenal coming fourth all those years then? So you can't really say that.
Because fucking hell, Arsenal playing.
No, but fourth is like you said, fourth is the same as second and third. Like, it's the same thing, right?
Oh, I just told you why we've done that. Because the only good thing about being in second is we can banter all the teams below us. Apart from that, it gives us nothing else.
Now it shows that we've improved our position.
No, it doesn't.
How does it not? What do you mean?
Right, okay. How do I explain this in layman's terms? Let me think. Right, so let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Let's just say we're having a race in it. Let's say me and you are having a race, 100 meters, yeah, for example, yeah. Let's just say I'm running at, I don't know, let's say 6 miles per hour, yeah. Let's say I'm running at 6 miles. I know that doesn't make sense, but let's just say I'm running at a 6, whatever the fuck that means, and you're running at an 8, and then all of a sudden you get injured. Or something, how you fall over, and then all of a sudden you're at a 4, and I overtake you at a 6, a steady 6. That does not mean I'm better than you automatically. It just means circumstances allowing me to overtake you.
That's life, bro.
That is life. I hear that. And if we won the league, I wouldn't be saying any of this shit because I'd be fucking shameless and I'd be saying whatever I'm going to say. But what I'm saying is, I want to be realistic. I don't believe we're the second best team because I don't think we're going to be better than Liverpool next season. I don't think we might not be better than Chelsea next season. And we're going to be fighting for fourth. That's just the way I see it. Again, these are hypotheticals, but...
Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk on hypotheticals. I talk about what happened. Like, I can't say, they're going to come back and they're going to do this. What if we sign the players we need? You can say that as well. Like, I like to look at both sides.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too, bro. But
Ollie
gets the 7 for me. He got top 4, which was his objective. Mm-hmm. And the final, I would have given him an 8 if he won the trophy, but he didn't. So, yeah, man, he got, like you said, top 4 is the minimum, right? So I need to check that. So 7 for me, man.
That's fair enough. Right, Cody, what are you saying?
6. Second place, lost semi-final, lost final.
I forgot all about that.
yeah, it's fine, Jerry. Don't worry, you forgot the bottom.
No, bro. We need to break it down, bro. Man lost 4.
It's fine. No, he came second. No. He came second.
No. Sorry. Let me go back. Let me go again.
The man gave me this whole speech about.
Listen, man. Emotions are running high right now, man. Let me go back.
We lost to Leicester.
Sorry. I need to, because I haven't really looked back at the season. Yeah, so that Champions League exit.
We bottled it against Leicester. Let me break it down for you, brother. We bottled it against Leicester, yeah. And we bottled it in the we did bottle it in the Champions League. We need. How is he got fucking? He's fucking wank. Get him out, man.
No, he's not wank. Come on.
Get him out, bro. We lost to Istanbul. That got relegated from the Turkish league, brother.
No, I swear they survived. You know.
Did they fucking survive? Who even watches that league? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, well done to them. They still survived. Well done. But like, come on, man. Anyways, Colin, sorry I interrupted you there, mate.
6. 6-1 loss. 1-0 at home to Sheffield United, or 2-1 rather.
2-1, yeah.
Champions League became tourists. Carabao Cup got done by City. Great side, of course. No shame in that, but got done.
Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah.
Again, went to a final, 101 minutes, no sub, made sub. And then positives. Second place, got you back into Champions League again. That's good. But again, in-game management is still very, very
embarrassing.
So as far as I'm concerned, 6 is okay because you got into the Champions League again, got you top 4, good. Next year, you need to improve. That's not me saying you have to win the title. I don't believe progress is first, second, first. First is obviously incredible, but you need to do better in those competitions. Don't get knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage. Get to a final and win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any final. I don't care what
100%. Even the Community Shield I will never get into. Listen, you know what? And we're not going to get into that. But I just want to add also, Yusuf, just as a caveat, fuck me, how shit as a defense been under Ollie. We can't defend the set piece to save our life. I'm just throwing that in there. Yusuf, what are your thoughts, bro? What's your rating and why?
I give him a 6. I actually agree with, like, every single one of you's made like points that I just completely agree with. Like, and yet you've all given kind of different perspectives. But I think that, as Cole just said, the semi-finals, the final, they leave a sort of a bad taste. But then I also agree with Joey that while second is not what I want, it's an improvement on last season. Okay, only one place, but it is an improvement. And he didn't get his targets in the summer, and still had to deal with the players that he had, who aren't ultimately good enough to bring him those bigger prizes, I think. So that's why I don't want to be too critical. I mean, I understand the criticism, obviously, but I'm kind of torn with Ollie because, as I said before, I'm not an Ollie in or Ollie out. It's just kind of like, the final really did, for the first time probably this season, it really made me angry with his decisions. So yeah, it's kind of, that's why I'll give him a 6. I wanted to give him a 6.5, but that dropped it down 0.5.
Yeah, no, you should basically say you're not Ollie in or Ollie out. I don't understand how you don't have an opinion or either or. Like, I don't get it. You basically sat on the fence there, aren't you, really?
I don't see it sat on the fence. It's just that, like, I'm not. How can I explain it sort of in simple terms? If he sat tomorrow, I'm not upset. If he keeps his job, I'm not upset. That's how I feel. You know, if he was sat tomorrow, you'd probably be quite happy, right?
I'll be fucking buzzing, mate. I'll take my top.
That's my point. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to be. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Sort of like, I'm more.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you sack him and get fucking Eddie Howe, then you know, I'd be really happy.
Eddie Howe, oh god. Yeah, so that's why I give. That's why I give him
Right,
6.
that's fair enough. Ironically, you've actually given him less than me. I said 6.5.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's quite funny.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think I give him 6.5 because obviously progress and then became second. Anyways, listen, we're gonna get on to the last segment of the show. Keep your comments getting in. Keep your comments coming. Let's just get a couple on the screen if I haven't already. Greenwood, Rashford thoughts. To be honest, I can't really say. I think Rashford's a different player, to be honest, completely different player than Greenwood. So I don't think it's a fair comparison. I think Greenwood's just a gunman, isn't he, really? Usman, if he gets sacked tomorrow, you have to fucking shut up. That's my cousin, by the way. Yusuf doing a handstand on the fence. Quietly. Coach got to leave in 2 minutes, people. Coach, you could have just said it, but it's all good. We have Ahmad, Donny, Martial, Pogba, who are good technically. Right, okay, last segment of the show. Just want to give everyone's overall thoughts on the season as a whole. Obviously, their rating for the season, factoring in what they can remember, I guess, really. Who wants to start?
Can I go before?
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Go on.
So number for the season, I'll give it a 6 again. We got to semi-final, quarter-final, and the final. Not too bad when you look about that in hindsight, but again, they all ended in failure. But we finished second place, which is a positive. Being second best in the land does not gas me. Don't get me wrong, but
Absolutely.
at the same time, it means that now that you're in this position, you need to push forward. And from what I hear from others about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and him changing the culture of how the owners are thinking about backing managers, well, then you better get them backing you in the summer. That's how I'm going to play it. That's how I'm going to see it. But other than that, it's weird. Well, I'm beaten away from home. It wasn't the theatre of dreams. It was the theatre of nightmares and leaking roofs. So fix the roof, please. And other than that,
fix the roof.
Yeah. Other than that, no, it wasn't a horrible season when you think about it in hindsight. But we've got so much more to improve on. So I think a 6 is okay for me.
All right, that's understandable. Yusuf, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I same as Carlo. I give it a 6. He makes a great point about the unbeaten away record because I think that's incredible. That's testament to him. Obviously, the players, they're the ones that have gone out and done it, but that shows great resilience. The amount of time we've come back.
That is a testament to Ali, to be fair to him.
But then in every game when it really mattered, in every game that we had to win, we didn't do it, and that's the Leipzig away game where we go 3-0 down. And then we wake up, and then obviously the semi-final, the FA Cup. You know what I mean? That in every game, and in the Premier League as well, what cost us was in the game that's mattered. We capitulated, and that's why I give it a 6 as well.
Fair enough. Jerry, bro, what do you reckon?
The season, yes, 6. I want to go for 6. The positives, like you said, the away record. I know people don't want to brag about it, but it's history. Like, it's not obviously not winning the trophy history, but it's good to know that. I think that sets the standards. So next year, when we're away from home, let's go for the record again. Like this season, there's been times where we go down, and I feel we can come back. We've shown the resilience to do that. So credit to Oli and the boys for that. We scored more goals, I believe. I mean, Rashford and Bruno, and who else got double digits? I think it's the first time we got
Cavani.
There's 4 players. I think someone else, but
Cavani. It must have been Greenwood or one, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously,
there can't be anyone else, can it? It's not Martial, is
it? Yeah. I've seen some good bits. Obviously, the bad bits with the semi-finals, the bottling it, all that United way rubbish he's been saying, not going for games, which really pisses me off. I hope he's learned from it because
he's not learning from it, man. Save your hope, man. He don't learn shit.
Why you just shoot me down like this?
He doesn't know, man.
I hope so because he from his first. Actually, no, I don't even want to go back to his first tenure, but he's done good bits, but the bad bits outweigh the good bits. Second, now, like I said, next year you have to aim for the league. Obviously, that depends on the signings or the backing the board gives him. Because if they do him dirty again, I don't see him staying in the job, to be honest. But yeah, for the season, 6. Unfortunate for the final. We got top 4. And then next year we move, man.
Oh, fair enough. All right, I'm gonna actually say higher than both of you, which probably surprised both of you. Actually, I'm gonna say 7. We're getting a lot of 6s in the chat actually. So I keep putting your numbers in. A lot of you putting comments down. Obviously, I will read them at some point. The reason I'm giving it a 7, which is a bit higher than everyone else actually. First and foremost, as Jerry said, we finished second. Now, but the jokes aside, we got into the top 4, which is one of the objectives, and you passed that. The second objective.
Oh yeah, back to back as well. Let's not forget that. That's a positive.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, the second. No, I'm just gonna say fair enough because I don't want to get into it. The second objective was to win a trophy, and he fell short. Someone said the final hurdle. I would personally say that he bottled the final alongside some of the players. We've got to put some of the players in that category. Quite a lot of the players actually, apart from maybe 4 players actually that actually turned up. So you bottled the final, you bottled the Leicester game. Again, the players didn't turn up for that either. That's not good enough. So this is obviously a rating of the season. So this is both the players and the manager. Positives, the away record without a shadow of a doubt, a huge positive. At the end of the day, you can't argue with that, man. Undefeated away from home is outstanding, even in Europe as well, which is fair play. Even against PSG and teams of actual quality. Against RB Leipzig, I believe we beat them. Was it away? We beat them 5-0.
Home 5-0, home, yeah.
Was that home or away? That must have been away.
At home, we beat them, yeah.
All right. Anyways, no, it was from 5, mate, plus 2 for Baki and Danny. Right, fair enough. It is what it is. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying. A couple of the positives I completely forgot because I've read the bloody comment now, which is great news. I don't know what I was going to say. A couple of negatives, the reason he hasn't got the 10. Didn't win a trophy. Defense needs to improve. Oh, yeah, a couple of the positives. We scored a lot more goals this season. In general, as you said, 4 players that have hit double digits. So there are positives. I just don't think he's the guy, sadly. But anyways, we're going to finish on 2 things, basically. Your low light of the season. And we'll finish on a positive, which is your highlight. Low light probably isn't a word, but I made it up anyways. Sir, we'll start with you first and foremost. What has been, well, it's a bit obvious, isn't it, really? But what has been your lowest point in the season, and what has been your highest point as a Man United fan this season? Everyone in the chat, put your comments in. I want to see everyone's now. I want to see what your highlight of the season has been, and what is your worst moment of the season. Yusuf, we'll start with you, bro, first.
It's a tough question because there's so many low points. I mean, you'd think that the easiest answer would have been the final that we lost, but that actually wasn't the lowest point for me. The lowest point for me was the Champions League exit. We went from a position of prominence and like we should have qualified, and the capitulation. It gives me nightmares, that image of that game away to Istanbul when we didn't leave a player on a court. We had no players back. That will haunt me forever. It will only ever be erased until we win the Champions League again, and I might never ever see that. I pray that I do. But,
that's crazy.
But that memory for me was just because it was, how can there be a coaching team on the sideline? It's bad enough that the players didn't see that during the game.
Exactly. Why is there not a manager on side saying, fucking matches, what you doing, get back?
Yeah. Apparently they were saying that Mike Phelan was like screaming, but like. And imagine there was no crowd as well.
There's no crowd, man. That's BS, man.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That's the 8% on the players. I can't lie.
That is on the players. That is on the players. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that imagine you can imagine in when we're watching the game, we can hear everything. Not everything's being said, but we can hear a lot. Surely they can hear someone shouting from the sideline.
All right, fair enough. That's
what I mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the highest highlight.
Yeah.
There isn't one for me. Sorry, there isn't.
Fuck.
No, I'm joking.
All right, okay, go on.
Now the away record, I think that's been downplayed a lot. I think that's incredible. So yeah, the away record in general.
All right, fair enough. Just quickly get this on. Low point was the loss to Sheffield United. Highlight was 5-0 Leipzig, sorry. United way, losing to Spurs 6-1, winning 9-0. How did I forget about that? To Southampton was beautiful, of course. And then Andrew Ellis said, yes, Martial missed, but Rashford missed a 1-yard header in the goal against the game against Newcastle. Ellis is crack up, man. He comes out with the most random fucking everything. Right, Jenny, same question, bro. Keep letting us know in the chat. Obviously, make sure you're dropping a like on the video. Jerry, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, low point for me, yeah, Sheffield United, man. I couldn't believe that last
We actually
goal.
got robbed in that game. Martial actually would have had 5 goals for free.
Yeah, true, but that defending for the last goal, that man.
Embarrassing.
I lost my mind that game. Like to lose the bottom of the league. I think that was their first win of the season. Like,
I don't think it was their first, but it was definitely in the first couple.
yeah, and we was top of the league. Then not top of the league, but we was
We
in the
would
hunt.
have been like 2
there.
points behind City, I think.
Yeah, and to lose to Sheffield at home is just shocking.
Embarrassing.
Highlight for me, a bit of a strange one, but I'm gonna say Southampton away, man. When Cavani came on and bagged those 2 headers,
Oh,
bro,
I went mental.
Scenes,
I've actually got a clip of me celebrating, bro. Like,
yeah, the scenes was that was the best feeling of the season for me. So yeah, that's my highlight, man.
wow, that's interesting. That's just right. I feel like I need to give a different low light because mine was no. Actually, I'm gonna say right low light. You know, let's everyone keep getting yours in. Obviously, Alice has got his. Man United v Everton in the League Cup was my favourite performance of the season. Yeah, we've been playing the diamond with Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno. Not seen him since. What an absolute genius of a manager. My low point of the season is having Oli as manager. Oh, James, you cracked me up about that film. Anyways, my low point, it has to be. There's been a lot, actually. You're right, Yusuf. You're right. I think the Champions League one was definitely embarrassing, but I think this Villarreal loss for me personally. The 6-1 was quite bad, but this Villarreal loss is so embarrassing to me. It's unreal. Like, it's just embarrassing. Like, you got to factor in the fact that we haven't won a trophy in the Oli as well. You got to factor in the fact that we haven't won a trophy in 4 years now, and this was a perfect opportunity for us to beat that duck on both occasions as well. And we completely bottled the game from start to finish. Really, like the part of the bus that we know what happened. I don't need to go into it. Anyways, yeah, that one definitely without a shadow of doubt. Highlight, good question. It has to be finishing second and securing that trophy. For second place. No,
Oh man.
God, the highlight. I don't actually have one. I don't know. You know, actually, I'm bottling it. I'm doing a Yusuf sitting on fancy here. I don't have a highlight. I don't actually know what to say. I just said I'll be like so. No, actually no. I'm gonna say Southampton 9-0. Fuck it. Actually, I love that game, and I did a watch along for it as well. So. You know, I'll say that was the highlight for now because I can't think of anything else. But listen, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in from start to finish. If you haven't already, I really would appreciate if you drop a like. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. As I was saying at the start of the video before most of you actually joined, I just want to say a massive thank you because this is the last video we're doing off the season related to Man United. We have got our video on Monday, which I will obviously let you know shortly. But in terms of Man United content, this is the last one of the season. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Obviously, to everyone that has done collaborations with us, who's been on the channel, you know, shown love on social media, etc. Shout out to Was, aka the United Way, as most of you guys would know him in the chat. You know, for all the thumbnails he's done. The fact that, you know, this time last year, my brother didn't know how to make thumbnails at all. He didn't have a clue how to make thumbnails. He completely taught himself from scratch, and he did it just, you know, to get the content out. So a huge shout out to him and huge love to him, obviously always supporting as well. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's tuned in. Viking Red, Big Ron, Andrew Ellis, James, United Way, Passion Merchant. Yeah, shout out to you boys. Thank you for the comments. And yeah, apart from that, Monday's video is going to be an absolute classic. I'm not going to lie. Listen, Mondays is team of the season and also his biggest flops of the season. So we're going to choose a full 11 with only flops. So I'm assuming Marcel's probably going to get in there. So, you know, you'll probably enjoy that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. 9 o'clock on Monday, and then on Wednesday with the Kojo show, and then on Friday or Thursday we've got a video talking about the Euros. Finally, no more Man United heartache. We can watch England break our heart instead. So we're going to tune in. We're going to do all the Euros stuff. No content over the weekend, so I want to say a massive thank you. Enjoy your weekend, people. Have a good bank holiday Monday. We'll see you on Monday. It's been your boy, Osman, and we are out.